Hey guys, I'm a little late on the forecast, but that's okay because what's really important is the future energy, which is the next 24 to 48 hours. So we're not worried about the energy that you went through yesterday or today because today's already over. Okay, so let's look at what happened yesterday. So we have been dealing with the um, King of Wands in the reverse, aka the Knight of Wands in reverse, as well as that succubus energy, which was the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So we've got both the narcissist and the succubus in this energy, this past energy. Let's start with what happened. So the delaying that the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse was causing and the lies of the Knight of Wands in the reverse have led to judgment. The lies have been revealed. The cycle has been ended. Now, that leads us to the current energy. The current energy is these two are literally not giving up. Princess of Wands in the reverse energy. Never say die, I guess. Persist until the end. You are in the... So this energy was very interesting because like yesterday we had no feminine energy. Today we have mostly feminine energy. So this is the feminine energy that's being brought out today. Okay, so there's a morph of energy in the current. Okay, so that Princess of Wands in the reverse is them literally saying, never say die. Okay, and when you first approached this energy, the Princess of Wands in the reverse energy, you were very nurturing, very loving, very giving, very forgiving. And you just, tried as hard as you possibly could. As a matter of fact, then you went into the Princess of Swords energy, which was like trying a new angle, a new direction. But as you shifted, this actually showed you a new path. And that new path was a giant pentacle being given to you from the sky. So you were like, wait a minute. Maybe I should have shifted my energy not for them, but for me. And seeing this giant shiny pinnacle in the sky made you completely and totally not afraid of being poor anymore. Matter of fact, you saw things as getting better and stepped into the Queen of Swords energy. You set those boundaries and you said, enough's enough. But you're still really cautious, very cautious, Knight of Pentacles energy, very cautious about taking the next leap and trusting new energies in your energy. Not something that I really fault you on. This is actually as you're growing, you are learning that not everybody deserves to be in your energy. Not everybody deserves to be in your energy. Not everybody deserves your love. If somebody continuously slaps you in the face, they don't really deserve your love. I don't care. I really don't. If you're going to slap me in the face like 50 fucking times, I'm going to stop giving you love. Matter of fact, I'm going to cut you off at 3. 3 is the magic number. Okay, what is the future energy? I absolutely love that the very first card that came out in the future energy was the Devil card in the reverse, which means that you are going to overcome whatever it is that has been distracting you from your spiritual path. The next card that came out was the Princess of Cups. Okay, the Princess of Cups is connected to nature, connected to animals. So the energy that I got off that card is you are going to be able to overcome this distracting energy by listening to your animal spirit guides. If you have an animal or a pet, try connecting with them. Our animals aren't just animals. They are attached to our souls for some purpose. So if you chose that animal or that animal chose you, there's a reason. if you don't have an animal, but you come across like an animal in the next 24 to 48 hours, let's say you see a dove, look up the spiritual meaning of a dove. Also be on the lookout for white feathers. There's a lot of white birds and white feathers on these cards. So you're going to be able to step into your high priestess energy, which is your intuitive side, your divine feminine side, your intuition, your connection, your spirituality, your nurturing, she's literally got a tarot book on her lap. Also, the balance between the shadow and the light, the masculine, the feminine, all of those wonderful things. And then the last card that came out for this particular row was actually the Two of Pentacles, harmonious change, balance. So we are shifting from that Queen of Cups, trusting and loving everybody, into that Queen of Swords in the current. And in the future, we're going to shift from that into that High Priestess energy. Okay, how do we end up in that energy? We need to be sure that we are aware of the Magician in the reverse, that is these inverted energies, the ones I told you are not wanting, never say die, okay? They will come again, and they will continue to try to deceive you. The Magician in the reverse very well could be the use of black magic, or manipulation. Seven of Swords is really deceiving energy. The advice to you is Nine of Wands, Four of Swords. The Nine of Wands is your persist. Do not give up. Yes, you have been through a lot of battles, but you are battle born. You can do this, but make sure you are taking care of yourself. For example, every time I do a cleanse, I take a nap, or I take a bath, or I go relax, because it's necessary, okay? So hang in there. This energy is literally on its way out, and the future's coming in. Bye, guys.